Children's Corner. My name is Dave. This is COVID Home Edition 28. 28 for October 25th. All right, how you doing? If you're just joining us, we've been talking about Peter. Peter wrote a letter, in the Bible he wrote a letter to the Jesus followers of the time. He was telling them some things they should be doing and shouldn't be doing. And one of the things he was saying was, stop doing bad things, do things that are right, be holy. And he listed a bunch of things, and we all say, yeah, those make sense. We agree with those. Those are good, Peter. And then later on in his letter, he sums it up. And this is what he says in chapter 3, verse 8. He says, to sum up. And that means, finally. So to sum up, let's all be harmonious, sympathetic, brotherly, kind-hearted, and humble. To sum up, so like all these things I've said, this is what, let's all be harmonious, sympathetic, brotherly, kind-hearted, and humble. Now, let's just look at the first one, all right? Harmonious. We go to Harmony Church, that must count for something, right? What it counts for is good intentions. We know what we're supposed to be doing. We know what we're trying to do. We're trying to live in harmony. But okay, what exactly is harmony? Well, it's a musical term, and usually what it means is somebody is singing da 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 da, and somebody else sings a part that's different da 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 da, and you put them together and it sounds really good. Sometimes you sing in rounds. If you sing, row, row, row your boat, and then somebody else comes in later, that's kind of in harmony. You're singing together, and it sounds really neat. Now, sometimes it doesn't work. If you play an instrument and you're playing by yourself at home, and you sound great when you're by yourself, right? But try and play with somebody else, and you just kind of, it's a little discordant, and they're there, and you're not there, and your timing's off, and you're in the wrong key. It's not harmonious. It's not harmony. You're not playing in harmony. You have to practice. You have to think of each other. You have to be sensitive, be sympathetic to what they're doing. You have to, that's how you get harmony. Think of a band where there's 4 or 5 people, and they have to all play together. You can't just play, I'm playing my thing. No, you have to, pay attention to what's going on over there, what's going on over there, But when you get it together, they call it getting in the groove. And let me tell you, there's nothing better when you're all in key, and you're all in the sync, and you're all in the right, and you could be just doing nothing and sit back. You're just in a groove, and it's great. That's playing in harmony. Another example is like an orchestra, even bigger. Where they've got a band leader, because there's so many different instruments, so many. Like you're talking 40 or 50 instruments, all trying to play the same song all at the same time. That's hard to do, but they need somebody to lead them, to be, so that they can play together and to play in harmony and to be together in harmony. Are we harmonious? Do we live in harmony? What is harmony again? Apply it. It means, I wrote, it means to get together peacefully with the same ideas about God and praise Him together. That's doing things in harmony. I like that. What's another example of being? I got a good example of harmony from camp, okay? One of the games we used to play at camp was called Highest Tape on the Wall. And what you had to do was your group came, we had go for group games, and you had to go around each different station. This was one of the games. Your group came, and you stopped, and there was usually about 12 to 15 of you, and we play right beside the lodge. The lodge wall was right there, and it was about 3 stories high, and I gave you a piece of duct tape. Okay, highest tape on the wall wins. And if you're the first group, you jump real high. I got it up there, yay! And then the second group comes along, and they say, well, we can get higher than that. They just put somebody on the shoulders, and they stuck it up there. And then the third group comes along. Eventually what happened was the group started doing this. They put 3 along the bottom, and then 2 on their shoulders, and then the climber. And we said no leaders. You're not allowed to use leaders. It was only campers. So you would get 3 campers standing shoulder to shoulder against the wall. They'd be braced against the wall, and then 2 campers would climb up onto their shoulders, and the others were leaders that help. And like I said, there's a lot of other people. You help them up where they're actually standing on the shoulders of the 3 bottom people. So now you got 2 people standing down there, and then you got a third who's going to climb up them, and we can only push so high, climb up that second group who's already standing on somebody's shoulders, like they got nothing to hold. They're leaning against the wall, and this guy's pulling on them to try and get up higher to see who can get the highest tape on the wall. There's a lot of things going on there. A lot of jobs are very important. They all have a piece. They all have a part. Like those bottom three, that base, if they're not in the same place, if they're not in sync, if one guy's leaning this way and one guy's out and one guy's pushing, you have to be together. You have to be solid. You have to be solid. You can't get tired and say, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. You got to hold on, and it hurts. Let me tell you, I've been there. You see people standing on your shoulder for some length of time. It's like, oh, you know. But you got to do that. That's part of it, and that's such an important part. If you don't have a good base, it's not going to work. Guarantee you that. But then you got the second level. Second level is so important. First of all, they're standing on somebody's shoulders, and their shoulders. If somebody's standing on your shoulders, you're doing this, right? And your shoulder's not flat as it is. You know, it's a little round thing. So they're standing on there. Now, sometimes they took bare feet. Sometimes it was better shoes. I can't believe they would do this. Stand on somebody's shoulder and stand up there, and they're, you know, all the thing they're holding on is leaning against the wall. And then, you know, another important, like the scurrier who goes up the third, like, is that the most important? I don't know if there is a most important, because you get up there, you got to climb up the first, and we can help you up the second one, but then you're actually pulling on and climbing up, and we're talking now you're 10, 12 feet off the ground, you're up pretty high, and you're trying to stick a piece of tape, a duct tape that usually had stuck to your face, and you're reaching, and the people down there going, higher, higher, and so you're trying to stick it as high as you could. We've had people fall. That's where everyone else comes in. And I think that might even be the most important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a climber is 6. And like I said, there's usually 12 to 15. And usually we have a few people hanging around because this is a good game to watch. And you know, it's a lot of fun. So everyone else gets to get your 3 people, your 2 people, the scurrier, and everyone else is right here. And I mean closed in, and we've got our hands up. All right, just in case that person falls. And like I said, we've had people fall. Not a lot, but 3 or 4 people. And everybody's there, and you catch your hands up. And it's like, and I will, closer, everybody in tighter. Pay attention, look what you're doing. You have to be attentive. If you're like this, and that person falls, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to help. So you've got to be there, you've got to be in it. So I'm saying, okay, everybody. And once everybody gets the idea, and we're doing this together, we're all part of it. This is just as important. Because if that person falls, if there was no this, we have serious problems. So everybody has an important part to play, and when we all do it together, we act in harmony and we get things accomplished. If you go to camp and you go to the lodge, you go to the side of the lodge, look up, and there's some pieces of duct tape really, really high up there because we acted together in harmony. And you go, no, yeah, absolutely, that's how we did it. Now, at Harmony, are we like that? Do we work together tight like that? Well, we've got, like the base, you know, you've got your worship leaders and your Sunday school teachers, you know, they're the solid base. And then the secondary, you know, you've got your group leaders, your Sunday school leaders, your 55 plus leader, those kind of ones. Then the scurrier to the top to lead us, you know, that's the preacher. He's trying to get as high as you can take. But everyone else, we count. As important, if not more. You know what we got to do? Get our hands up and pray. It's just like if you get really in the spirit, you just want to put your hands up. If you're singing, you just want to reach out and reach out. I feel like I'm reaching out to my dad and my mom, you know, pick me up, pick me up, pick me up, little kid, like my grandkids, you know, pick me up. And I love picking them up and holding them. That's what I feel like when I do this. That's what we need to do. If you're not part of that base or the secondary level or the climber, you're still just as important, if not more important. Get your hands up and pray. And if we all play together, we all pray together, we act in harmony. And that's what Peter's looking for. All right? Hope you got something out of that. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.